Human beings. It is the unique, prominent position of a human being other than any other animal or a bird. Like they are able to communicate with a proper language. That never means that animals are not communicating. They are also communicating, but we have a language. That is our prominent and unique gift for human beings. It is our duty to protect, preserve that gift in a very good manner. I can say in sharEvery on our English grammar classes, we are constructing a house. We are constructing a mansion of English language. Can anyone tell me the meaning of a language? I'm not asking any specific language. Meaning of a language.
It is a mode of the transaction that between the people.
Medium of communication wherein we try to connect with other people and send the same message what we feel to deliver the same message. That is language.
Great, great. Good answers. By listening to our surroundings, by listening to others, and we have learned our mother tongue. That is our core knowledge as well. So when people speak in mother tongue, they will get better understanding as well. So that is innate knowledge. So many things we will learn innately. So certain things have to be learned innately. And the other things intuitive. For example, a student going to school and learning ABCD. That is intuitive. So there are two types of learning. When we are learning a language, the practice has to be in an innate method. More observation is required on that. So here also, please don't think that English language is very difficult. It has to be learned in a very proper manner. It's such a beautiful language. English is such a beautiful language. But if somebody is there to guide properly, then it will become easy for people. When they are master in that language, they can just conquer anything. They can be leader for many things and they will answer. Sometimes idea will be in their mind, but communication will be the problem. Expression will be the problem because the lack of that knowledge. So in today's class, I am going to just show that is the structure of language. There are 5 structures. I'll read it out of hierarchy. It is not the hierarchy. First one is phonological structure. Second one is morphological structure. And third one should be syntactic. But I made it semantic structure. I will explain one by one. I'll tell the meaning of each. And I'll give one example also. The main objective, improve our communication. Through this session, at least we are able to make tiny changes in your pronunciation. It will be the advantage. Next one, learn sounds of alphabets. Learn about the speech organs. So what is structure? When we are constructing a house, there will be a structure, right? So I think somebody can explain how the structure of a house will be. Anyone? One or two sentences.
House.
Yes, house.
Structure of house, na?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. First of all, we have to construct a foundation. That means we can say plinth, because our building should be very stronger. So obviously the foundation should be very strong.
Yes.
And then like we construct the walls, and then the upper level like the slab, and then this is a common structure of house.
Exactly right. So we are putting our good foundation through our Thursday grammar classes. So here the structure in English language is arrangement and connectivity between the parts or section of anything sophisticated. So learning a language for a beginner is a complex process, very complex process, not about educators. For a small child, it is very sophisticated or complex. See the origin of English. The three Germanic tribes that entered Britain in the 5th century AD are considered to be the true founders of English language. So from this, they are Anglo-Saxons and the Jutes were these tribes. If you are able to answer to these 4 questions, that means you have done for the day. What is a language? Now we have discussed through. And what do you understand by communication? That also we will discuss now. What are the various means of communication? How can we make our communication better? That will come under the 3 structures today. First, let us understand what is language and what is communication. From your answer, I understood that you are aware of what is language. So, in a very basic term, it is an instrument for communication. So language, just like mobile is an instrument for doing telecalling, distant calling. Same way, language is an instrument for communication. Very simple. Essentially, language is a system of vocalization. Here, you can see that vocal sounds in a language. There will be letters in written language. Various types of communication are there that we will discuss now, right now itself. It has communication or signaling as its primary purpose. So we just simply use for communication. It's executing signaling with the help of a system of organizing sounds. So how we are communicating by using language? I'm talking about verbal communication. System of organizing sounds. System of making sound. System of arranging words. Once we know about language, we should know about communication as well. So can anyone tell me the meaning of communication?
Communication, it means that when we talk to someone at the time we're trying to convey the message, that is communication. If second person is understanding your language, it means it is a perfect communication. There's nothing meaning that you are talking to in English or in French, but you are able to convey your message. That is communication.
Excellent. This is the right answer. We will be knowing that is innate way. A small child will communicate in his class. When he grown up, again he will start communicating in a better way through writing. First it will start with verbal, then writing. Then if you go to the higher classes, that means in degree level, they will start doing e-communication, electronic communication, writing email, messages, etc. So these are the modes of communication also. So why communication is so important? In MBA, there is in one chapter full of, in degree as well, it is there. It's very much related with our personality, very much related with our socialization. So it is very important in organized, in corporate, as well as any other field. Communication is much more important. So by that time, students will learn in an intuitive manner. That is a mass level. So it is very important. So please understand, when they are giving as a separate subject, communication is a separate subject in any disciplinary, not only in commerce or arts, any disciplinary, it's very important. We have to carry it in such a manner. We have to learn it in such a manner. So now we have learned the meaning of communication as well as the modes of communication also. Basic language skills. So how we can learn the language? First by listening, then by speaking, then writing. So in listening, this we have already learned in your smaller classes. Maybe educators will be much aware about this. LSRW, phonological structure. It's a study of sounds only. That is the very basic. And a system of sounds. What is system of sounds? How it produced, the sound produced, how we are using by using sounds, how we are communicating. So especially a child going to the school for the first time, many things, he will be in such an ambiguity. Most of the children will cry. Just like as soon as a baby came into the earth, it will start crying. The reason is he is unable to adjust with the atmosphere, the new atmosphere. He came into a very new world, was just enjoying in mother's tomb, and he came into the earth and he is unable to adjust with the new atmosphere because many ambiguities. I'm seeing light in my eyes, so many things. He should breathe. Otherwise, it was so easy. Food was getting food without doing anything. Then for all the reasons, a child will cry. Same way, have you observed that students will cry when they go first time to school? Because they are seeing new people, new language, not their mother tongue, may not be their mother tongue. And they are seeing new friends, other kids, and he is getting a specific place. He should follow the disciplinary rules, etc. So for all that reason, a student will cry. So the same way, phonology, the system of sound, how we are making use of the sound for a language. Then sounds of letters in English language. Today we are learning about the structure of English language. We all know that there are 26 alphabets in English language, right? In Hindi, if we write A, we will read A only. We will not, there is no other sound for A. But in English, if I write A, the sound will be A and A also. And we can see that multi-sound letters also only in English. For example, C, cat, century. Here we are using two sounds like K and S. And in G, gate, then J sound also, Germany, India, ice cream, etc. In silent letters, I'll give one example. Turn. Here, which is silent here? Which letter is silent in turn? R is silent, right? So when you want to understand the difference in sound, then we have to know about speech organ, how the sound is getting produced. In very simple term, I'll explain you. There is a variation in the airflow, starts from our lungs. You can see the nasal cavity, alveolar ridge, and lips, teeth, larynx, etc. These are the this is the speech organ. So when the variation, it's very much related with the physics. And I'll show you one sound now. Can you hear one sound?
Yes, ma'am.
Another sound. Another sound. So from in my guitar, I can make various sounds by just touching the strings. This is with the various tension it has been tied. The same way in our vocal cords, we are just various vibrations are happening. That's the reason we are able to produce in different intonation. Now, speech mechanism. First one, bilabial. What is bilabial? Speech sound articulated using only both the tips. Now I will give a task. Let me see. Hold your lips with your two hands and two fingers and try to say, and it should not touch each other. Try to say M or B or P. Can anyone try? Not at all possible. Not at all possible. So which speech organ here we are using to pronounce? Lower and upper lips, right? Next, take another example. Alveolar. That is the tongue touching the part of mouth behind the upper front teeth. Just try to say T, T, and you only have to come up with which speech organ you have used to pronounce that. You observe in your mouth, that is upper part, there is some soft area inside and then some hard area, a little bit front. No? We can observe the two areas, right? Here, when we are pronouncing T and D, the tongue is pressed against the alveolar ridge. So without that, the side of the tongue, we cannot say T. We cannot say T. Next, one more I have taken is velar. That is the back of the tongue pressed against the intermediate area between hard and soft palate. Both in the mouth, upper side, both the sides. K, G, something getting pressed. pressed. The tongue is getting pressed up. When you get free time, you write it in one paper which speech organ you are using to pronounce each letter. When we are making the sound, each speech organ we are using it. Next, morphological structure. So as soon as you complete learning your ABCD, students, this question is for my dear students. What a teacher will do once you have all completed learning capital letter, small letter, copywriting. After that, what they will do? What your teacher will give? Next, what will be your work? Giving the word blocks first, then teach the words. You have to make learning interesting. Children should not learn with frustration. I never agree. If they have any problem, we have to stop the class. When they feel interest, then we have to teach. Let them play, learning through playing. That is our new education policy also saying. What children like? They like to play. So give them some word block, then you can teach them the words. It's mainly with block of words, building block of words. These are the smallest units of meaning. So when we are making a word, when we assemble the sounds and making a word, see if BTO, is there any meaning to that word? No. We have to assemble, we have to join, we have to connect the sounds in a meaningful manner. Okay. I'm just a minute. I'm extremely sorry. And somebody it's ringing calling bell. No one is there in my house. I'll come right now.
Tatvik and Punaha, really glad to see you here and very active.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, we have only few of
I'm
slides.
extremely sorry.
Yeah, please,
extremely sorry.
please.
Yeah, that somebody ring the calling bell and no one was there talking. That's the reason. Now, that is the basic or a building block words. These are the smallest meaning units. So here, when we are assembling in a meaningful manner, in a logical manner, there the entry of a meaningful word or the formation of a word. Now, let us learn about the types of morphemes. We have free morphemes. So what is the meaning of free? Free is without, depending, independently, freely, stand alone. For example, jump. It got a unique or a different meaning, right? Without depending anything. So what will be the bound morpheme? Bound morpheme will be, it cannot stand alone.
Extremely.
Yes, correct. When we are talking about bond morpheme and free morpheme, we cannot avoid prefix and suffix. This is, I think you have already learned in your grammar class, or else we will learn again. It can be divided into prefix and suffix. See, prefix, we all know that it will come before the pre means before. So it will come before the word. For example, unkind. Kind is the meaning that somebody good, compassionate. So un means if I add and before that, the meaning will change, right? Unkind. Now we just came to semantic structure. Semantic structure. Now we have learned how to make a sound, how to assemble the sound, now and how to assemble the sound and make meaning. Then what is semantic structure? Semantic structure is nothing. So something with, meaning in a language. Meaning in a language. I'll give one small example. What is the meaning of begin? Bindu ma'am can tell.
Sorry,
or
ma'am.
anyone else.
Begin. Repeat the question.
It's starting.
What is the meaning of begin?
Yes, it's starting. Start.
Well,
Or
then start. So both are start, right? Begin,
Yes,
start.
ma'am.
Huh? Am I right? So if you want to, if we are somebody is asking whether please start the car or please begin the car.
Ma'am, please start the car.
Start the car.
Why can't we use please begin the car? Is there any answer for the question?
At that time, you told that as per the situation, we have
Yes,
as
yes,
per the practice,
yes.
we have to use the
Practice,
begin
yes,
and the
yes.
start. As per the situation, we'll use please start the car.
Yes. Yes. So begin the work with your idea. Here we can use begin, right? Both have the same meaning, but we'll see the situation. So in semantic is mostly concerned with the situational meanings. So there is much more to study. And some more examples. I just picked here and there from randomly. Semantic, there are two: conceptual meaning and associative meaning. Semantic is the study of meaning. Here we are seeing both got same meaning, but we see the situation and the usage. Here in another two more types I am giving you. It is conceptual and associative. So first one, conceptual. It is the literal or core sense of a word. For example, I'll tell you, I am taking pin. We can explain it as a thin, sharp object. Am I right? Thin, sharp object. So in your, you can visualize something like a thin, sharp object pin. Okay, okay. With its features, or it's a literal core sense of the word. Then next is associative. Same object I can explain: pain, illness, all related with a pin only. I am explaining about COVID, some tastelessness, fever, cold, throat infection, etc., etc. So we will associate and give meaning to something. So that is called associative meaning. So time being, for this much, I'm just concluding this. You will get much more in the another class. We will learn the same way, the basic with the syntactic structure. Over to you, Professor.